Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to present the research named Investigation of 7 Habits of Generation Z's Young Adults. The research from two authors from Faculty of Economics and Business Zagreb, Marija UZELAC, Research Assistant, and Andrea LUČIČ, Assistant Professor at the Department of Marketing. The paper is based on research undertaken in the frame of the project of the Croatian Science Foundation. Generation Z, as the center of many modern research, has specific attitudes and expectations as a consumers, employees, and citizens. Due to their efforts to understand and adapt to the rapidly changing environment, Generation Z represents the generation of the future. It has an educational plan and started education at a younger age. The members of Generation Z have specific 7 habits, a level of financial literacy, and an attitude towards financial responsibility. Therefore, to understand how members of Generation Z are saving, their attitudes towards saving, and their own financial capacity, our research, motives, attitudes, and behavior of Generation Z in the context of savings was conducted. Generation Z understands the importance of saving and keeps in mind the effect of purchase on the saving. Also, while making financial decisions, mostly gathers information through the conversation with the parents. Generation Z has specific savings goals and saves for future education, also to secure financial stability in their retirement. Most of the research were conducted in the United States, and there are no enough relevant research conducted about Generation Z in Europe. Also, savings goals of Generation Z have not been sufficiently examined. The aim of the research was to analyze the attitudes towards savings, tendency to saving, and savings habits of Generation Z's young adults on the market of the Republic of Croatia as a member of the European Union. Also, the aim was to examine in detail savings goal of Generation Z and whether its members understand the importance of saving for retirement. The data was collected by one of descriptive research, motives, attitudes, and behavior of Generation Z in the context of saving, conducted between August and November. The survey was conducted by using questionnaire on suitable sample of 2,050 subjects represented by adult members of Generation Z born between 1995 and 2001. The variables used in research were Generation Z attitudes towards saving, attitudes towards their own financial capacity, and propensity to save. The majority of the respondents were women, and they were residents in Zagreb. Also, more than 20% were 19 years old, and more than 80% were students, while more than 15% were employed. Members of Generation Z have positive attitudes towards savings. They believe saving is useful, good, positive, and gives them pleasure. In addition to careful control of their spending, members of Generation Z actively consider steps they must take to achieve their saving goals. The members of Generation Z perceive saving as a lifestyle, and they are aware of the importance of its implementation in daily activities. Hence, Generation Z attitudes indicate their willingness to save and consequently increase savings of young adults of Generation Z. By observing the attitudes toward Generation Z's own capacity to make financial decisions and their understanding on the importance of financial security in the future, it can be concluded that Generation Z consider themselves capable of making their own financial decisions and qualified to manage their own financial situation. They care about their financial future and understand the importance of creating a financial plan. In the context of saving tendency of Generation Z, it's observed that parents have bigger influence on members of Generation Z than their friends. So parents are saving more and talking about saving in larger scale. Also, members of Generation Z have or expect more support in the context of saving from parents than friends. Also, it is confirmed that members of Generation Z mostly discuss about saving with their parents. So, to encourage Generation Z to save, it's necessary to educate and inform their parents about benefits of saving for their children. According to t-test, there is a significant difference between the attitudes towards saving financial capacity, behavioral intentions, self-efficacy, and controllability in the context of saving. Also, there is a significant difference between attitudes toward descriptive norms related to parents and friends in the context of saving, while there is no significant difference between attitudes towards prescriptive norms related to parents and friends. According to the survey, most respondents are currently saving. Also, most of respondents confirmed they are saving on their own, and in other words, Generation Z do not primarily save money in the bank. Most of Generation Z is familiar with the types of saving available in the Croatian National Bank, but even though they are familiar with them, they do not make extensive use of them. Previous research on saving habits of Generation Z were mainly conducted in the United States of America, which present the main research limitation. Also, in the Republic of Croatia, the topic has not been satisfactorily covered. Generation Z living in the USA is more aware of the importance of saving for retirement than the one living in the Republic of Croatia. According to conducted research, Generation Z has positive attitudes towards saving, perceive themselves capable of making their own financial decisions, determined, confident, and optimistic in the context of financial future. Also, it could be concluded how Generation Z is prone to saving, mostly save on their own and save for both specific and unspecified saving goals. They are familiar with types of saving but do not use them on a larger scale. Therefore, in order to encourage Generation Z to use savings products, presentation of savings types and communication between banks and members of Generation Z and their parents, as well as education of Generation Z about savings in general, is crucial. Banks need to advertise savings products through social media and continuously work on developing mobile money management applications through which these products are available to Generation Z. Finally, investment in curriculum of educational institutions to educate Generation Z about personal finances and to explore their saving goals in detail are necessary in order to empower saving habits among Generation Z. Thank you very much for the attention.